Insecurity isn't rare. Everyone has it, but no one likes to admit it. And it's not just shyness, doubt, or low self-esteem. Insecurity is the constant feeling that you're not enough. For others, for your job, for yourself. It shows up in how you hesitate before speaking, how you shrink when noticed, how you apologize just for existing. It's exhausting because, deep down, you know you're living below what you could be. It's easy to blame outside factors, childhood, staparoma, environment, people, and yes, all of that matters. But at some point, repeating those reasons just becomes a way to avoid looking at yourself. That's where Machiavelli comes in, not as a savior, but as a sharp mirror. He wrote about power, leadership, and dealing with reality without sugar-coating it. That's what makes him useful here. Insecurity feeds on fantasy, the idea that others will validate you, that life is fair, that being good guarantees results. Machiavelli tears these illusions apart. He makes you face the fact that the world doesn't revolve around what's fair or comforting. It revolves around what works. Facing that is the first real step toward dismantling the things that hold you back. You grow up being told that if you're good, if you study, if you're polite, things will go your way. But life doesn't guarantee that. Good people struggle. Hard-working people get left behind. That's hard to accept. So many blame themselves. They assume something is wrong with them. Insecurity deepens. Machiavelli, if he were here, would say the problem isn't you. It's the script you were given. It's not about deserving. It's about understanding the world you're in and learning how to move through it. That doesn't mean being fake or manipulative. It means letting go of the idea that effort equals reward. Insecurity, in this light, is a leftover from childhood. Believing the world runs on report cards and gold stars, but it doesn't. Growing up means realizing you can do your best and still lose, and choosing to show up anyway. One of Machiavelli's recurring ideas is that action matters more than intention. You can have good values, plans, and motives, but if you don't act, nothing changes. Insecurity paralyzes. You wait to feel confident. You wait for permission, for a sign, for clarity. But waiting doesn't help. The fear stays. Time passes, and nothing moves. Courage isn't about having no fear. It's about acting despite fear. It's joining the conversation even if your voice shakes. It's showing up even after being embarrassed. It's failing in public and returning anyway. This isn't some grand act of bravery. It's training, repetition. Each time you face fear, you prove it wrong bit by bit. Confidence doesn't come before action. It comes from it. You build it by doing. You face rejection and realize it won't destroy you. You speak your mind and survive the silence. This is how insecurity weakens, not through thought, but through exposure, step by step. Machiavelli wrote that a ruler should avoid being hated, but doesn't need to be loved, because trying to please everyone is impossible, and trying to do so drains your energy and dignity. Insecure people live in this trap. They want approval from everyone. They avoid conflict, say what others want to hear, hide their opinions, but it backfires. People sense this and respect fades because respect doesn't come from niceness. It comes from clarity, from being grounded, from having an identity that doesn't bend with every breeze. That doesn't mean being harsh or inflexible. It means not asking permission to exist. When you express yourself honestly, you draw in the right people and push away the ones who only liked your mask. At first it's uncomfortable, but over time it brings relief because you stop living on edge. Machiavelli stressed that a wise leader picks good advisors because the people around you influence how you see things. The same goes for your personal life. If you're surrounded by people who belittle you, compete with you, or mock your efforts, your insecurity will feed on that. If your circle reinforces your doubt, it's not just your problem, it's your context. Pay attention. After being with certain people, do you feel stronger or smaller, clear or confused, energized or drained? Sometimes your insecurity isn't only internal, it's planted and watered by the people you let close. Choosing your environment isn't selfish, it's strategic and protective. Machiavelli saw that quick, imperfect decisions often worked better than waiting too long for the perfect one. The search for perfection is a trap. Insecurity hides behind it. If you're never ready, you never have to act. You stay safe, but also stuck. You put off projects, conversations, goals. You wait to know more, feel more, be more prepared. That moment never comes, because insecurity always says something's missing, and there's always something missing. If you believe that voice, mistakes are part of it. So is discomfort. You get stronger by doing, even if it's messy. The result matters less than the fact that you moved. Practice brings growth, but practice requires starting, even when it feels awkward. Machiavelli was blunt. You can blame others, but your life is your responsibility. You can't change the past. You can't control people. But you can decide what to do now. Of course, circumstances matter. Trauma, history, limits. They're real. But if you keep focusing on who did what to you, you stay in that place. Insecurity thrives there. It keeps you as a passive character in your own life. At some point, you have to ask, given everything, what do I do now? Not as blame, but as power. Taking ownership is what moves you forward. Machiavelli understood the value of reputation, not for vanity, but for leverage. In personal life, it's about how you treat yourself. Do you keep your promises to yourself? Do you finish what you say is important? Or do you constantly put yourself last? Self-respect isn't something you're given. It's something you build. It starts with small wins, showing up, keeping your word, even privately. The more you do it, the more your self-image shifts. And that shift makes external opinions lose some of their power, because your own opinion starts to matter more. Here's the truth. Insecurity doesn't disappear. You'll always have some doubt, fear, hesitation. What changes is how much control it has over you. Machiavelli didn't offer comforting solutions. He offered clarity. When you accept that the world is what it is, unpredictable, unfair, challenging, you stop fighting the wrong fight. You stop waiting for life to become safe. Insecurity doesn't go away. You just stop obeying it. You stop letting it dictate your actions. You learn to feel fear and move anyway. That's strength, and that's freedom. Machiavelli didn't write for the emotionally fragile. He wrote for those who wanted to lead, and leading starts with leading yourself. If you don't direct your life, someone or something else will. Insecurity is what happens when you lose that direction. Destroying insecurity doesn't mean becoming confident all the time. It means choosing action despite doubt, speaking despite fear, continuing despite mistakes, and most of all, refusing to wait for permission to take up space. There will never be a version of you with no fear, but there can be a version of you that no longer lives in fear. That version already exists, and it's waiting for you to find it.